What's up everyone, I'm Carter and I'm going to show you how I edited the viral wiggle effect that generated me millions of views. And it is so easy, you can do it too. I'm going to break this up into 4 sections, starting with your camera settings. We're going to move into the shot style in particular. Then we're going to learn about music selection. Lastly, I'll show how to actually edit the video in whatever program you are most comfortable with. Let's first start with some camera settings. I get a lot of people coming into my messages on Instagram asking if they can shoot it in 60 FPS. For the absolute best results, you want to be at a minimum of 120 FPS. If you're shooting a video that's in 60 FPS, you can only slow it down 50%. Now, that is possible, but the types of movement for these videos, I see a lot of them, the movement becomes too jarring. It's not smooth. They're kind of moving too far, too quickly, and it seems like they're kind of having like a seizure, or they're kind of like flopping around like a dead fish or something like that. If you do it at 120 FPS, you can actually slow it down almost 5 times, and that's what makes that back and forth movement much more subtle. It's what also makes the background kind of stop from moving. If you ever saw the skate video that I did, that was one of my first ones. What made that really cool in my opinion is that since it was shot in 120 FPS, I've made a lot of people slow at the peak of their jump, which naturally they would not be moving. And so it looks like they're kind of just floating in midair. Next, we're gonna dive into the actual shot style. If you're shooting at 120 FPS or higher, you really want your subject to be doing something quickly. So you can slow it down enough that it's still getting that cool, crispy, flowy effect, but also that there's enough movement kind of in the shot that gives it that cool flare. Because when you go in and you're just really clicking like 5 to 10 frames, that small piece needs to have enough movement in it that it makes it an entertaining shot. I've created a lot of styles of these videos, and my absolute favorite ones are when I myself am still and the subject is moving. That eliminates this forward and backward camera motion that I find that's a little bit jarring, versus if you're just standing still and the only thing that's moving is the subject. Next, we're gonna go into something that is arguably the most important thing of this effect, and that is the music selection. I actually made a Wiggle Edits playlist that you can listen to on Spotify, that you can choose a song that you like and start creating right now. The common themes with these songs is that there's a sort of stutter or rhythmic pattern back and forth that allows you to make these transformations back and forth to the beat of the music. For this example, I'm gonna use a song called You Know Me by Mars Faye. It is actually one of the sickest songs that I've ever heard of. One of those songs that kind of just like feels like it puts you in like those other dimensions, and you just kind of want to like, it tickles something in your brain and you just don't know what it is, but it does. Now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna start editing. So here, I wanted to explain something really quick to you guys, that it's important with these types of videos to, I believe, have a hook in the first few seconds. So I always get a video of me actually doing the act of what someone may see later in the video, with a little whoosh into the actual video or something, where you can put text on Instagram. Boom, then it goes into the video. I found this to work insanely successful. If you look at all my videos, they're formatted this way. That's full speed, and we're going to take it down to the 25%. So this slows it down, I think, close to like 5 times, right? So it is much slower. Now what we need to do is find roughly where we're gonna want. I think I'm gonna want her a little close to the camera, and we're just gonna make a really like rough cut, okay? So we'll be like working with something like that. Now, once you have your rough cuts, you want to pull up your song. So Mars Faye, You Know Me. I feel like you're someone. She has this nice intro, and then she actually does kind of like the stutter before, so it drops here. And so I'm gonna mark this drop. You can also see it, it's pretty obvious. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark every other kind of like tone change. Roughly this is where you're gonna kind of like have your change. I've actually edited a video to her song once before, and I actually really like it because it has kind of like, it's like dee 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 dee, and it kind of like draws out, and you can kind of get a chance to like play the whole clip. So I do actually really like editing to this song. I would have my video start here, and I'd probably show all of these clips just as they are, like in here, and then I'd just to give like a little like tease. So it's kind of like you're showing the intro. You'd probably show all these just so people are gonna get kind of like a taste of what's gonna happen. We're gonna try to find the rhythm that matches with the vocals perfectly. So we're gonna actually go all the way down. So this is 6 frames. So let's honestly just test it out, right? So you're gonna have 6 frames, copy and paste. This is I'm compounding the clip because in Final Cut Pro, you cannot reverse a retimed clip. I don't know why, I don't know if other programs are like that, but it is what it is. So then you reverse this clip. So now this is reversed. So you already saw it kind of go back and forth. You'd take both of these and just kind of copy and paste it a few times and see how it looks. That is pretty on point. It's maybe like a little fast. You'll tell that when you're starting to change like literally like 1 frame, how different it can look. So I'll do 8 frames. A little slow. So see how it doesn't kind of like stick with that beat? It kind of falls off a little bit. It probably was either 6 or it may be 7. We want to get the eye turning. Does it ever turn? So if you do like end up clipping too much, most editing programs have this, I don't even think it's called trim. I don't know. Maybe it is. I think it's called like slip or something. I don't know. But you can just slide the clip and look at these 2 frames and you want them to be different. This is exactly why you want movement. See how it's not doing anything, so you need to slide it over more to kind of find that movement. So here, it's off to the side and then straight. That's probably as good as we're gonna get. And see, this is also like another reason why I'm not like too fond of like camera movement, because I'm getting this like pulsing forward and backward, which I wish I would have just stayed still and had her eyes moving. Because it's giving me like this weird nauseous look and I don't like it. So now we have a very like rough cut. We have everything kind of like wiggled so we can like edit it as we please now. Let's look at where the song changes. So this is where I would want her whole kind of like, I would want this whole clip from here to play through so we can see it. See, I love that, I love that, I love that. And then we can just delete this. So same thing here, I'd love to show this clip all the way through. It says get high. Let it cook, chat. As I've created more of these videos, I've started to kind of like let clips play out a little bit and don't like overdo kind of like the wiggle and like show your clip. I think it looks like really cool. Then when you're coloring your clips, all you really want to do is compound them. I put the colors from the other one on it and then I adjust them as so. I just like things really bright and poppy and Instagram-y brain rot. And I think I did move these like to a little bluer so they're like cooler. The final kind of like sauce you could do is go into a transition of sorts, and I do these slow zoom ins and zoom outs. This is just for Final Cut Pro. I'm sure you can download these in other places or something extremely similar. You can literally keyframe scaling, really anything. These are just so easy to use, so I like them. And I'm just gonna put them over the entirety of the clip. And at the end, you should have something like this.
My mind is when we speak so obsolete, and baby, you, no, me. I don't have the time to make you right. I'm feeling low, get high, and leave all of my demons in my mind.
I truly wanted to thank everyone who's given me so much engagement on these videos on Instagram. I feel like I've really gotten to know a decent amount of you over social media, and that's why I think Instagram is such a cool platform. I don't even know how long ago it was when I made my first one, but I still consistently get people in my DMs sharing me their wiggle videos or like asking how they did on theirs. I try to give tips. I try to respond to as many people as I can. So it's really a lot of fun talking to you guys. Keep it up. If you haven't tried to make one yet, I hope this gives you the confidence to go out there and try one. And if you have made one, maybe this can refine your skills a little bit to make one even better. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe, I got a bunch of old gaming stuff on this channel right now, but I think I may start making some YouTube videos. They're kind of fun, relaxing to me. So anyways, thanks for watching.